I feel like when I watched you doing the masterclass, I really got the sense of your passion. Like I felt your passion for the topic. What is it about customer success that makes you so passionate?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I think first of all, customer success is at the very beginning, especially in DACH. And that excites me a lot because it's a challenge, right? Not a lot of people see customer success maybe how they should see it. So I'm really passionate about making people realize how important customer success is and what value customer success brings. And that especially because I also come more from the account management part, which is sales and customer success in one person, right? So in account management in the old school, let's say sales, there's no differentiation between sales and customer success. And I feel that we're in a very exciting moment at the moment about customer success, and I just like giving that passion over. So I'm happy that you felt my passion came across in my masterclass.
Yeah, 100%. I think what I what really struck me was how important it is to think about customer success from an AE perspective. Because I was an account executive, I was never a customer success manager. So, with that in mind, as an account executive, there are specific things that you mentioned that are super, super crucial to keep in mind while closing a deal. Do you mind sharing that with the audience?
Yes. Um, it's very basic. It's customer centric selling. So I think if you put the customer first, if you put their problem first, you have the right tactics, the right mindset, especially to be one of the best sellers. So I've seen in the past a lot of AEs, and I've also been an AE, right? Just close deals that are not ICP fit, that don't really have a pain. And if you look at them long term, they're never going to be successful. So if we, especially in customer success, see churn, a lot of the churn comes from customers that are not just our ICP or that they don't actually have a pain point. And that's why I always tell my team, don't lose any time on them. If they don't have a pain, which our product responds to, then why lose time? Then it's better to separate ways and concentrate on the ones that really fit into our ICP. So I think all of those AEs that say, hey, closing, closing, close, always be closing. Yes, you have to close as a salesperson, but just put the customer first, put their pain point first. Then also I think those customers will definitely come back to you in case they have another problem because they've seen you more as an advisor rather than as a salesperson that just wanted to close the deal. So I think that's really important nowadays.
So what you're saying is that as a customer success manager, you are literally like an account executive, but with a very warm lead, like still trying to understand what exactly is the pain point, and then upselling, cross-selling when there is an actual pain. Is that correct, or did I catch that wrong?
Absolutely. So I see customer success as a revenue engine. So I know a lot of people go into customer success because they've been in sales and they don't want to be driven by revenue anymore. Well, sorry, but in a company, everything is about revenue, right? So you need to make revenue, you need to raise revenue, you need to prevent a loss of revenue. And I have a very salesy approach to customer success. And the heart of customer success is actually the pain point of the customer. So the value that I bring to the customer. So when I'm customer success manager, I have to straight away understand what is the pain point of the customer, how am I solving this, and what value am I giving to the customer, and how am I measuring it. So also just saying, the customer's happy with us, that's not enough. They need to see a real return on investment. And that's where the long-term gain actually begins, right? Because when you see the return on investment, then they see the value, then they'll be retained. They stay with us, they sign a renewal. So that's where I actually see customer success.
And when you look at the companies and the individual the individual cultures, let's say, do you see a big difference in customer success in DACH, so in the German-speaking market, compared to the English market or the American market or the French or the Spanish market, you living in Spain yourself? So do you see a big difference there?
Well, I think Germans are very special in their way, anyways, right? So I think, and I say that being a German, um, but I think Germans especially are very data driven. So that is definitely one point that I see, especially when comparing more to Americans and stuff. You have to be a trusted advisor as a customer success manager, and you better have your data ready to, have the evidence why you are making certain recommendations, decisions, and so on. So I think that's definitely a very strong point within the DACH market that you have to take into account in customer success.
I had an episode with Vince about discovery and about like how closing works in DACH. And he said a very interesting point. He said that in DACH you need the first, like one of the first and most important things you need to get is commitment from the prospect and the feeling that they are in control. So it's not that you do the salesy one of like, okay, how about next week? Let's have a meeting then. You literally just turn it around and say things like, oh, when are you available best, etc., etc., etc. So just like give the other person the feeling of control. Do you see the same in customer success, or are there other qualities that you're like, hey, actually, this is the one thing you definitely have to check in with them every day because then they feel heard and they feel seen, or actually don't check in with them for at least 3 months until you can bring them clear data? What's the approach there?
I think with customer success in DACH, we're still a little bit behind if you compare it to other markets. And a lot of the customers actually don't understand the term customer success, right? So I've had a lot of clients where my customer success manager would, present themselves and I'd say, hey, I'm your customer success manager and I'm here to help you and I'm here to support you. Where I raised my hand straight away and I said, no, you're just selling yourself like a premium support person. Yeah. Like really make sure that you make the client understand what are you here for. You're here to make the customer successful. How is the customer successful? Well, that only the customer will be able to tell you how they're going to be successful. And then we go back to the value and the key metrics and stuff. So I think there's no real rule. I have to reach out every 3 months and do a quarterly business review, or I have to check in at least once a month because otherwise they haven't heard from us. If the client sees the value and has understood it, why would you reach out? Like, it's a little bit like friendships. You have a couple of friendships where you talk to them maybe once or twice or 3 times a year. But when you talk to them, it's still great. It's still a good friend. It feels like you've talked to them every week. Well, it's a little bit the same with clients. So I like to take the approach, reach out if there's really a necessity and if there's value for the customer to reach out. Don't just do QBR because it's been 3 months since you've talked to them. Like, do a QBR because you have some reason and you have some value to transmit to them that they will actually take away something. And that's actually where we need to distinguish ourselves still more, and especially in the DACH market, from support. Customer success is not support. Because support is there to be, reactive. If they cannot log in, it's support. If they have an issue with the platform, it's support. So I think that is one important thing I would say you really need to make clear when talking to clients, that they understand your role and they understand the value that you give to them.